Good thing I'm very forgiving. It's kind of what they pay me the big bucks for. So, did he say that I was a Catholic priest? That's actually true. And now I know the second question, and I'll answer it for you right now. Yes, I am old enough to be a Catholic priest. I'm not 16. I am really a priest. And the other question is, what is a priest doing up here at a business networking event? I have all the answers for you, and for the next 3.5 hours, I'd like to talk to you about... Apparently, I only got 20 minutes. So anyway, I like to tell you a story before I kind of get into my own story. And the story is that when we were studying in Rome, part of the program was, and of course, Rome, I fit in there perfectly, because they have a lot of 6'3" pasty white guys running around there. Stood out like it was like, where's Josh? I'm like, I'm right here, because I blended right in. When we were in Rome, we weren't allowed to come home for 2 years. The first 2 years we had to stay in Europe. We weren't allowed to come home. Our folks were able to come over to see us, but we weren't allowed to get on a plane except for emergencies and except for, big events and things like that. I will tell you one thing, though. My mom did bring Taco Bell from the United States to Rome. That is love, my friends. That is love. She put it in a thermal bag. She bought it right before she came over, put it in a thermal bag, got on the plane, came over, and it was still warm when she got there. That was better than cigarettes in prison, I tell you what. At any rate, after 2 years, we finally got to go home. And I was traveling with my friend Daniel, and neither of us had been home for quite a while. Now, Daniel was quite an introverted fellow. He was a quiet guy. And I am not, obviously. I'm an extrovert. And as we were standing in line, I'm sure this bugged the heck out of him. I'm the kind of guy that will talk to the person in line with us. And it just so happens we were sitting there waiting for our cappuccinos to be made, and they do have the best coffee in the universe over there, and the best pasta. I was 135 pounds before I went over there. This is what happens. Anyway, we sat there, and I ended up talking to the flight attendant that was standing in line with us. And I chatted with her, and her name was Sharon. And I said, where are you from, Sharon? She says, well, I'm from Columbus, Ohio. And I said, hey, I'm from Columbus, Ohio. And I said, well, what part of Columbus? And she says, Westerville. And I said, I'm from Westerville. And I said, where do you live? She says, right off of Sunbury Road. And I said, my mom lives right off of Sunbury Road. And we struck up this great conversation, just sort of finding some things out about her. And we struck it up, and we had this great rapport. And my introverted friend even broke out of his mold and began to joke around. This is right at the beginning of our trip. We went our separate ways. We had our cappuccino. She had her water, whatever she had. I'm sure she was drinking coffee as well to have that whatever long flight she had ahead of her. She went one way, we went to the other to get our tickets processed and our baggage put on the plane. We get on the plane. Now, I am 6'3", and at the time, I was 350 pounds. So I had to squeeze myself into one of those coach seats. And not only squeeze this way, and I'm the kind of guy that you don't want to sit next to on an airplane because I kind of spill into the next seats over. And they put me in a center seat, actually, at this flight. So I was spilling over everywhere. And I was there, and guess who the flight attendant was? It was a woman I met at the bar, at the coffee bar. And she sees me, and my friend Daniel was also 6'4". He was a tall guy too, squeezed into coach. And she looks at me, and she says, sir, you come with me right now. And I said, I didn't do anything wrong. And she says, oh, yes, you did. Now, I forgot to mention that we told her that we hadn't been home in 2 years. It's our first flight home. She said, grab your bag, sir. And I grabbed my bag, and I walked up to the front of the plane, and she sat me in first class. She said, we have 2 first-class seats open. We're going to give one to you and one to your friend. And that is the only time I've ever flown first class. It was glorious. I had my own TV. I had unlimited amounts of coffee and water. The lady next to me had unlimited amounts of wine. And she was so much fun to talk to by the end of the flight. She was from Texas. I'll never forget her because I started chatting with her, and there was no way I was going to get any real information out of her. She was completely hammered by the end. It was awesome. And the whole flight we got to sit in first class, and it was great. And that's the way we should have gone home after 2 years. But I tell you what, if I hadn't talked to the person in line in front of me, and this is, of course, part of the extroverted personality, we would have never gotten up there. I could have talked to anybody waiting on the flight. I could have talked to anybody, but I stood there and I took the time to get to know this person. I got to take the time to find out where she was from, what she was doing there, where she was going. And that personal relationship turned itself into a first-class seat. It is about meeting someone, find something in common with them. It doesn't have to be about business. The business will take care of itself. But I guarantee that if you form a quality relationship with one person who is in themselves an introvert, who has good relationships, you will form quality relationships with each person that they have a relationship with. Now, the introvert, what can you do? You hate coming to these things, or it's tiring or something like that. Don't overdo it. Pick a couple of quality events a month. And what is a quality event? Anything you find quality. That's your judgment. If you like the big rooms like this, and you like to just sort of be the wallflower and talk to one or two people, that's great. If you like the established groups where you can have some consistency, smaller groups, I was a member of, for instance, Amspirit for a while, where you see the same people every week and you can build, there's several like that out there, where you can build these relationships one by one. You know your financial planner, you know your mortgage person, you see the same person every week. You're going to find that that's going to be very, very valuable to you. To finish the rest of my story, I was just starting to get going with my motivational speaking business when I decided to go back to the ministry. So I'm up in Marion, Ohio now. I got into the priesthood for the fast cars and the money, and still waiting on those. We have a lot of candlesticks, and it's a great ministry that I'm in. I have decided, with the help of my doctors and my friends and my mentors, to continue doing public speaking. It's really a lot of fun. It's more fun than matching up boys and girls, simply because when that fails, everybody gets really angry at you. When you set up business people, you strengthen your relationship with both of those people. And you strengthen your relationship between the two. I love networking. I love networking events. I network for the sake of networking. Simply because if we have the mindset to make the people we are sitting next to successful, they will help make us successful too. So I hope that you enjoy the little field guide for you introverts. I do believe you have the advantage. And if you ever want to go to a networking event with an extrovert, you know how to get a hold of me. Thank you. They never do that at Mass. I don't know why.
I thought the event was a good event. We had a lot of people, a lot of new people, and I think the word is getting out very well.
Okay, good. Hey, go ahead and give us a 30-second commercial about what you do.
Okay, my company name is Phillips Design. Basically, we help you take advantage of the internet without being taken advantage of. We offer a computer protection service. If you have a Windows computer and you've ever connected it to the internet, it is infected and you need my service. Basically, what we do is we will come out and scan your computer and detect all of the infectors in there, remove them without data loss, and then protect you going forward.
Thanks, Mike. The event was great tonight, very informative. The speaker was great. A lot of people made some great connections. And I personally own Big Fish Networking, so we help promote the event. We are Central Ohio's largest networking event, and we promote other networking opportunities out there, and we encourage people to come to our site and learn about other networking activities along with ours. We're a free membership-based organization. I also own Monarch Title Services, which is here in Central Ohio, and we do title services.
Chuck Deems with Gold Star.
Kay Gray with Gold Star.
Gold Star is a brand new networking group that is new to the Columbus market. We don't consider ourselves a competitor to the other network groups that are out there. We're a complement to the other network groups. We believe in developing positive relationships, and one of our core focuses is to make sure that the people who are members are doing business with other people who are members of the group.
Gold Star is a national group, and this is the first chapter in Columbus.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, appreciate it.